23-156.
Okay, we are back on the record in this matter. We began a preliminary hearing last Saturday based on a removal last Friday. At the request of council, we've adjourned to today to give them a chance to chat. And we're going to go through all of our preliminary proceedings today. May I have the names of our participants, please?
Good afternoon, Alex.
Oh, let's start with our attorney deadline.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ariel Berger here as the LGIL for the minor children.
Nastasia Thomas, counsel for the department.
Nikki Jones, foster or CPS worker, side of the case.
Leanne Higgins, mother of the children.
Okay. All right, Mr. Liza. Sorry, Liza Hogue. Thank you.
Liza Hogue. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Alex Liza Hogue appearing on behalf of the respondent father.
Okay.
The record should reflect that my client, Matthew Higgins, is also attending this Zoom proceeding.
Thank you. Welcome. Very good.
Judge, can I ask a question? Can you give me the case number because I don't have it?
Yes, 23-156 NA.
Okay, thank you. Secondly, Your Honor, I need to point out that I don't have a complete copy of the petition. I think that's one of the points that Your Honor needs to bring up and it's under MCR 3.965 B4. The problem is I have an addendum, I have an order, but I don't have the petition, nor if there are attachments other than the addendum, I do not have them as well.
So who did you receive what you do have from?
From my client, and I asked him about it on Friday. Yesterday I met with him, and he advised me he gave me what he had, and that includes the addendum, and attached to the addendum is the order, and there is nothing else, Your Honor. I do not have the petition. I don't have the case number on the petition. The order actually makes reference to a spot where the case number needs to be, but it's not in there. I did call the clerk today at 11:50 a.m. Did not take the call. I had to leave a voicemail message. I not only called because of that, Your Honor, I called because I wanted to be able to file my appearance, wanted to be able to file my jury demand. I don't know if your court does electronic filing or not, and I wanted to inquire as to that. So that's where we stand. I don't have it.
Thank you. Ms. Thomas?
Your Honor, it would be my expectation that Ms. Jones would have provided Mr. Higgins with the complete filing. And Mr. Liza Hogue, it would be a JCO 4B with the addendum. And then the judges signed JCO 5B.
Don't have it. I have the form number that I have is JC05B, and there is a page. I don't think it's part of the JC05B. It lists. It says no. That's part of the order. I apologize, but it's blank. There's no references to the identifying information on that particular page. So maybe the order needs to be amended, but more and I will comment this, everyone. I've got a copy of like a, I don't know if it's an e-text or email, but it says, "Good afternoon. The court has reviewed your emergency motion. The motion is."
Mr. Liza Hogue, I'm sorry, Your Honor. May we just do this in a sidebar? I don't believe that this is necessary for the record. if there was an issue with documents that were not received, I remained available to counsel to rectify that. So we could just address this off the record, and I can also provide a copy to Mr. Lizahope electronically.
Well, Your Honor, I think it's part of the court rule, and I think it's important that it is documented that I don't have it. And I know, I appreciate they want to provide it to me, but I don't want to make it a sidebar.
Well, there's a JC 12B that has been filed from Ms. Jones indicating that she served the JCO 5B, the petition and attachments, and your client signed personal service that he had received it. So that is part of the court record already.
No, I don't have it. And if he signed it, maybe he didn't examine it before he signed it. But I'm telling you, he would have given it to me. This is a serious matter. I do not have it.
Well, you did not have an appearance in at the time we filed for an emergency purpose. So based on our records, we have it.
Your Honor, could I please get a copy of the pleadings?
I don't think anyone's telling you you can't have a copy. So, but I would encourage you to feel free to reach out to Ms. Thomas in the future if you feel that something is missing. I know we did address this Saturday, and I would have hoped that you could have reached out to her and secured another copy, or the clerk's office if you needed that, especially given the fact that your client was served. But I'm happy to allow Ms. Thomas to take some testimony from Ms. Jones on that. Are you interested in that, Ms. Thomas?
If that will satisfy the court, Your Honor.
I think it could be useful at this time. Deputy Ames, would you swear in Ms. Jones, and then also Mr. Matthew Higgins? We'll be needing to hear from him as well.
Do you want her to say where she's at, Your Honor?
That's fine.
Mr. Higgins, please raise your right hand. Ms. Jones. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
I do.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Thomas.
Ms. Jones, what is your role in this matter?
I am the CPS investigator assigned to the case.
And as the investigator, were you responsible for filing the petition and serving it to the parents?
Yes,
And to the best of your knowledge, what were the documents that you provided to Mr. Higgins?
I provided Mr. Higgins the JC-05B along with a copy of the petition, which he acknowledged receipt, and we talked about those allegations, some of those yesterday. And then also there was one attachment in which his attorney was referencing that looked like an email.
And when you refer to the petition, are you referring to the JC-04B with the addendum or just the addendum?
Just the addendum.
Is there a reason you did not provide him with the JC-04B?
I'm looking at my packet. Hold on just 1 second. There is not, I wasn't clear about that, so I did not give him the JC-04B. And that's not listed on the proof of service.
Okay, but the addendum is not titled petition, it's titled addendum, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so your proof of service needs to be modified, is that accurate?
I'm going to object to the leading nature of the question.
Well, response, Ms. Thomas?
I mean, at this point in time, I can restate it, but I also just, this is a not trial, and so our rules of evidence do not apply here, which would include questioning of my witness to ensure that Mr. Lizahope has what he needs.
So, Your Honor, I object because it's leading number one and number two. It's actually a motion that should be with the court, not with the witness.
Well, leading questions are permissible for purposes of efficiency, and in this particular case, I find it to be efficient. and not necessarily suggestive of anything or problematic of anything. So I'm going to allow the question. Ms. Jones, you may answer if you recall.
So what I served him was a JCO 5B and also all the addendum with pages 1 through 6, which lists the allegations.
And so you did not provide him though with the actual petition, which is the JCO 4B.
Correct.
Okay. Is there a reason why?
There is not. I missed it. It's not listed on my proof of service.
Thank you. Your Honor, I have no further questions of Ms. Jones.
Do you have any questions, Mr. Lizahobe?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Berger?
No, Judge, thank you.
All right, well, we will need to have the file corrected. The proof of service does indicate JCO 5B petition and attachments of 1. So Ms. Jones, if that's an error, we're going to need you to remedy that. Mr. Lizahobe, do you have an email address that you would like to provide so that a copy of this perhaps could be expedited over to you, or how would you prefer that this be remedied?
I'd request that, Judge. That's sufficient, absolutely. I'll give it to you now. It's my last name, L-Y, Z as in zebra, O, H-U, B as in boy, the word secretary at yahoo.com, and no space between Lizahobe and secretary, just Lizahobe secretary at yahoo.com.
Ms. Berger, do you have a copy of all of the documents, the petition, the attachments, the order?
I do.
Okay, well, it sounds like you may need some additional time then, or how do you want to address this?
I would appreciate it, Judge. That would give me the opportunity to study the petition for whatever it states, number one. Number two, I also need the additional time to file my appearance and a jury demand. It has to be timely, obviously. And so for those reasons, I'm going to request a short adjournment. We're still within the 14 days allowed by the court rule. I do believe good cause exists for that. I have my calendar ready and I'm ready, willing, able to resume this hearing as allowed by the judge, by the court.
Any objections to that, Ms. Thomas, Ms. Berger?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor, I was able to conduct a home visit with the minor children and with mother. And mom did supply me a copy of an ex parte order suspending father's parenting time through Wayne County in front of the court. So I don't believe that it would cause any harm at this point. There's a no contact with this court. There's suspended parenting time through the court in Wayne County. So I don't see a harm in adjourning for a short period again.
Your Honor, can I comment something, please?
Sure.
We never got a copy of any ex parte order from the Wayne County Circuit Court, just for the record. And if Ms. Berger could please provide my office with a copy of that as well, I would really appreciate it.
Well, I'm not sure that's Ms. Berger's obligation. I will leave it to you to handle that separately. I will tell you I have some time Monday afternoon.
I'm sorry, what day are you on?
Monday afternoon, the 21st.
Wide open, Judge.
I could do a 1 o'clock, Judge, or a 3:30.
I'd be inclined to go with the 1 o'clock if that works for Ms. Thomas.
There's a family team meeting that I would really like to attend, but I can I'll try to find coverage for that one. So I can do one if 3:30 is not available.
Either one, Judge, 3:30, let's accommodate council as much as possible. Of course, I would agree to 3:30 is fine.
Well, I think 1 o'clock is gonna work better for my schedule, so if you wouldn't mind, Ms. Thomas, we'll go ahead and schedule for 1 o'clock on Monday, the 21st. And then, of course, we'll look for that full set of documents to be provided, and the appearance to be, jury demand to be filed.
Yes, Your Honor.
For all those reasons, the court will grant the adjournment, all prior orders remaining in full force and effect pending the resumption of our proceedings on Monday at 1 o'clock.
Monday, the 21st.